I definitely didn't foresee myself becoming a content creator slash influencer, that's for sure. Let's get ready together and talk about all of the jobs I've had. Keep in mind, I'm just about 27 years old. Whoa, my birthday is so soon. For starters, at age 10, I started babysitting neighbor children, my younger cousins. Looking back on it, 10 was so young to be babysitting little kids, but I remember one of my aunts being like, you act so much older than 10. I was making about $5 an hour and thinking I was filthy rich. Random story, one time I was babysitting my younger cousin, who I think was 8 at the time. She hid behind the couch and ate watermelon. I didn't know she was allergic to watermelon. Her mom didn't tell me she was allergic to watermelon. And I find her going like this. I tried calling her, she didn't answer, she was clubbing, I had to call 911, the ambulance came, gave her an EpiPen. Glad I called the ambulance, but safe to say, I definitely think I was too young and I would never hire a 10-year-old to watch my little kids. After that, on my 15th birthday, I really wanted a job the day I turned 16, so I went out with tons of paper resumes. One of the stores I walked into was Old Navy, and they told me they were hiring, and they took me in the back, interviewed me right there, and I got the job same day. I remember being so scared for this interview. I was like, wait a minute, I didn't prepare, I don't know what to say. Obviously got hired towards the end of the year, worked the holiday season. Retail, not for me. So I ended up quitting and I started working at a call center where we called people and asked them to take surveys for us. I should have stayed at Old Navy because that was terrible. I've never been hung up and sworn at so much in my life. With commission, I think I was making around $13 an hour, which again was fantastic for being literally in high school still. Worked there for a few months and then I quit because it was summer. Got a job at another call center, but I was working in customer service. Easy enough, right? I always say this company was a medium-sized business but operating like a small business, meaning there was lots of turnover, but that meant there was tons of room to grow within the company. So 18 years old, I'm working as a customer service agent. 6 months later, I applied and got a team lead position. 6 months after that, we were growing so big, I got hired as a supervisor of the customer service department. Shortly after that, they sent me to Canada to help establish a call center there. That's where I met my husband. He's Canadian. And then a year later, I got promoted. I started to manage the entire department plus a few other departments. COVID hit and I had to lay off a lot of the department, but the workload didn't lessen. Instead, I was working 12 hours at home and I had an 8-month-old baby and that was just not for me, so I ended up quitting. Plan was to be a stay-at-home mom for a while and then someone hired me on as a consultant. Worked there for a few months and then decided no, pay was great, but then I got a job at T-Mobile because their benefits were absolutely incredible. I was pregnant, paid maternity leave was really important. So yeah, I worked at T-Mobile selling phones for a little bit and then I went on to maternity leave. Never went back. My plan was to be a stay-at-home mom. I just felt it in me. 5 months after my daughter was born, we moved to Canada, very much so on a whim, it was not planned. And then I started creating content on TikTok as a joke. And now fast forward 3.5 years later and it is my full-time job, our family's main source of income. And it's pretty surreal. I love what I do. I love making videos. I love sharing little bits of our family and our life. So I guess if TikTok ever really does go away, Old Navy, I hope you're hiring.